Hi, this is Matt Mountain with 360 Intelligence Solutions, and this is a demonstration of how we are taking the power of AI and transforming the real estate industry. As you know, that this industry has a lot of documents, purchase contracts, inspection reports, and a number of other required documents. And what we are doing is taking that information, reading those documents, and populating databases, and then being able to take action on that data to streamline everything from the transaction coordinator's role to the agent's role and help people be more productive. What you're looking at here is an application, and in this case, it is a property. So we just received a listing, and we're going to list 678 Walnut Street. We can see the status is new and just some basic information about it. At this point, what I'm going to do is miraculously, we just got a purchase agreement. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm just going to create a purchase agreement associated to this property that we are listing. Now, what we can see here, and I actually clicked too fast, is what you'll see is that by default, once we got a purchase agreement, the status of this went from new to under contract. When I go into the purchase agreement, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be uploading a document. Now, in this case, what you're going to see here is I've got a purchase agreement for 678 Walnut Street with today's date, $20,000 in earnest money, and a bunch of other data filled in on this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to upload this document now. And we've developed a question group that is a bunch of questions that's going to use the power of AI to read this document and populate the database. And then we're going to go out here and just select this purchase agreement. Good. So while that's running, what I want to do is take your attention to another property. And in this case, this one is 312 Elm Street. And what you're going to see here is on this purchase agreement is that we had an inspection. Now, when I click on the inspection, what we can see is that there's a file, and what we also have the capability to do is to read documents and highlight keywords. Now, in this case, this is an inspection report on a house that was quite new, not perfectly new, but very new. So there weren't many issues from an inspection standpoint, but we just selected some words that we thought would show this off in terms of repair, crack, missing, what have you. And this shows you which page and how many times those keywords were found. So as we scroll down here, we can see that there's a couple of things with repair. This is missing. So the idea behind this is we can take any document, as long as we know the keywords that we're looking for, and be able to surface that information to you and show that to you very quickly so that you don't need to read through the entire document. What I'd also like to show you is that we can have a dashboard. And in this case, I just put a few sample reports up here. But for example, how many pending properties do we have? Overdue tasks, property sold. So you may look at this and go, whoa, I've got some overdue tasks. What's going on here? So in this case, I have the ability as a user to click on this link here, and it's going to take me to the report where I'm going to be able to see the overdue tasks and information about them. Now, in going back here to the original property and the purchase agreement for 678 Walnut Street, what we can see here is that the purchase price is $725,000. We can scroll down here and we can see all the dates that it pulled from that purchase contract. We can see the earnest money is $20,000 and Keller Williams is going to be holding that. So as part of this, when we look at reading those documents and then updating data in the database, what this will do is this will then create a series of tasks. Now, when I look here, I can see tasks for earnest money due, insurance due, inspections, so on and so forth. And this allows us as transaction coordinators, as agents, in order to not have to track this in Excel or write it down on a Post-it note, but be able to get notifications of when things are due. Now, what you can see here is that there's a couple of things for for these properties that's overdue, and you can see that highlighted in red. So the ability to surface this information, and whether this be a task or whether this show up on your calendar, you've got the ability to see this front and center so that you're keeping on track to ensure that everything is done on time. So with that, that's a high-level demo of the capabilities that we have in terms of reading purchase contracts, inspections, and many other documents to A, ensure that the data is filled out correctly, and B, to be able to drive action on it. Now, one of the things that we can also do is, let's say for a purchase contract, that if I filled this out but didn't have earnest money in here, we can have action taken on that it'll immediately send something out to the listing, to both sets of agents, and say, hey, that's missing from the contract. You need to update that in order for it to be a approved contract. So with that, that's the demo that I'd like to go through. If you have any questions, please give me a call at 513-482-1127. Or send me an email at mmountain@360intelligentsolutions.com. Thank you much.